The Marian Shrine is a prayer ground and a holy ground.
This oratory is a church, a school, a playground, and a home.
As young Catholics, we all know that the importance of our Mother Mary cannot be overemphasized.
Mary's first mission is to attract people and make people know who Jesus Christ is. We see this in the wedding at Canaan.
Don Bosco was born a very long time ago. Well, not too long, 200 plus years to be precise. But his dream lives on, and he had a dream actually to come to Africa. And so with the Project Africa, which was initiated in the late 70s by the Salesians of Don Bosco, the idea was to send Salesians to different parts of Africa. And then they came to Nigeria, especially starting from Ondo State. So there was a presence in Ondo town and in Akure precisely. And this little presence grew in size. The main idea actually was to start a Marian shrine where there will be devotion to Mary. It will be propagated because there wasn't any at that time. So this was supposed to be the center of the project. And this project was also supported by other initiatives, of course. Wherever there are Salesians, there are also the oratory. And combined with the oratory, there was also a printing press in order to propagate materials to the faith that will propagate the faith.
The Marian Shrine. While this is a feature of the Mary Help of Christians Catholic Church, the Don Bosco Youth Center cannot be talked about without a brief emphasis on this Marian Shrine. Built to encourage devotion and constant state of adoration for the Mother of God, the shrine exudes an ambience that invites one to kneel and say a little prayer to our intercessor. With stone benches built underneath shades of flowers, one cannot but help making a little stop over there to unburden one's heart to the welcoming hands of our Mother. All the contents of the youth were taken into consideration before the erection of the beautiful grotto. You can sit, stand, or kneel to pray, or just have a simple conversation. The Don Bosco Health Center, located right behind the church building, is opened to the members of the general public, and not just the members of the Don Bosco community. With its peaceful environs, it caters to some basic medical needs of its patients. Anyone can see a doctor, get to use top-notch medical laboratory services such as medical tests, ultrasound scans, and health outreach programs. The printing press also performs all the usual activities you would find a printing press doing, and they include printing publications, journals, articles.
As a Catholic, the Marian Shrine is a prayer ground and a holy ground. Our Mother Mary is there as an intercessor, a guard between Jesus and us. So for the youths, ourselves, we should just come to the Marian Shrine to lay our petitions.
To the young ones, mostly as Catholics, we all know that Mary is our mother, the mother of the church. So she is the one to guide us in our step, even as young ones, in things we do. She guides us, she directs us, and she's also our intercessor.
Mary's first mission is to attract people and make people know who Jesus Christ is. We see this in the wedding at Canaan, where even when Jesus Christ has not performed any miracle, she spoke to Jesus that Jesus Christ should perform a miracle, and through this miracle, Jesus Christ was known. And we also see this even after incarnation, that she moved to the house of Elizabeth to make the message of Christmas known. So Marian Shrine becomes very important because it brings the young ones closer to Jesus Christ.
As young ones, as young Catholics, we all know that the importance of our Mother Mary cannot be overemphasized. So I think that as young ones, it will be so important in the sense that we would go closer to our Mother Mary. Since our Mother Mary loves children, she loves the youth, she loves everybody. So it will be an avenue for us to move closer to her and to better our futures.
The oratory has a very special place in the Salesian presence, because the oratory is like the heart of the youth activities. And the idea of Don Bosco, the oratory is a home for all. It's also a school for evangelization, it's a parish, it's also a playground for young people. So in the oratory you find different aspects of Don Bosco's work at play, and this is where we find Don Bosco's dream realized in the preventive system of education, in bringing young people to Christ and in enabling them to discover their potentials.
We might be partial, but we will not be totally wrong if we say this is the main attraction of the Don Bosco Youth Center. Opening by 4 p.m. to the energetic and enthusiastic young ones, it calls to them to test the array of sports and games the place has to offer. We take a quick perusal of the games room. Here, you'll find the much younger children. Let's start at the foosball table, also known as table soccer. For those that cannot exercise their expertise with their feet on the field, well, they can show their expertise with their hands. There's a table tennis sport for lovers of batting, serving, and backhand. For the fans of classic games, there is a billiard or snooker table right there for you. Trust us, we tried playing it, but some of us couldn't even hold the sticks correctly. It is fun and entertaining.
My favorite sport is football. I love football. Every aspect of football. I'm a striker actually when I'm playing.
Well, owing to the fact that we have so many sporting activities here, I'll go for volleyball. I really like volleyball, and I played volleyball yesterday and I really appreciated what I did because it's been a very long time. So I'll go for the volleyball.
My favorite sport is snooker. I mean, I couldn't hit a single ball and I couldn't even hold the stick very well, but hey, it's my favorite sport. But yes, I enjoyed sliding. I also enjoyed the swing. Okay, I'm scared of heights, so I was shouting half of the time, but it was still fun.
And finally, a little tour of the playground. set in a sandy enclosure by the side. This haven of fun boasts of swing sets and slide sets. The little ones have their fun by climbing atop the sides and sliding down in glee. The center closes by 5:45 p.m. and the youths gather for the closing prayers. After all play and no prayer makes Jack an unserious fellow.
Growing up here is a miracle on its own, and a place that can harbor youths of different races, different cultures, and different tribes. So coming to this place, there are some things I've learned personally without anybody teaching me. Of course, I saw so many of them doing it, the older youths, the Salesians, ranging from the Reverend Brothers, the priests, and those in formation as well. Me as a person, what I think this oratory has taught me as a person is showing me my talents, my inner self, and of course improving on my personality, and making me to understand that there are people that can have not just a talent, multi-talented people. Actually brought me to the reality that I can use my talent in different areas, the different varieties.
I was so surprised. I was like, what are we going to be documenting that will take us more than a day?
But actually when I came here, I realized even if they gave us the whole week, it will not be enough for us to go around and actually document the various parts of this place.
Well, in this particular youth center is somewhere I've always wanted to be, and coming here for the documentary, and after I discovered that it's not going to be a day's job, I was super excited. I was anxious. I just wanted to come here, so it was a very, very wonderful thing when I discovered that it's not going to be a day's job.
Because to the youth, this oratory is a church, a school, a playground, and a home. You have everything you can find here. So I would recommend it to anybody that wants all these 4 things.
Actually, this is one of the best places I've been for a youth. Like, it has everything. We're talking about sports, games. Even when you want to go back to your childhood and play, they have everything. If you need a quiet place to study, it has it also. And when you're down, you want to go for your checkup, it also has a clinic.
The oratory here is a very wonderful one, and to an average Catholic youth, it will serve even as a means for personal development. I mean, here in this oratory, we have the printing press, we have the game center, we have the art room, we have the radio studio, we have even the computer lab. So as an average Catholic youth, you'll be able to develop yourself personally, you'll be able to have fun because there are no dull moments here in this oratory, and you'll be able to learn new things.
The oratory has everything. The studio, the computer center, the radio station, the hall, everything is there. As a youth, it's a fun-filled place for you.
The oratory is a very wonderful place. I have so many friends who grew up in this oratory. Some are in the country, some are outside the country, just because of what they've learned from this oratory. And I would say most of the things I know today, I learned them around this oratory, somewhere in the oratory or from someone in this oratory. So the oratory will always bring people, new people, people you can learn from, and people who will come and learn.
We had fun. That much cannot be disputed. With the beautiful stone church and Marian shrine near us, we connected with our Mother and our Savior.